Greetings and welcome to the 12th episode of Morrowind Modding Manors, where we take a look at a variety of house mods around Vardenfell in each episode. And as always, I'm your host Dark Elf Guy, and today we'll be taking a look at a, sort of random selection of particularly smaller house mods, most of which ended up being in Balmora for this episode, and that was quite by accident actually, but, they are no less worth checking out. And as always, you'll find download links down in the video description below, so let's go ahead and get started. And now the first house mod we'll be taking a look at here today is Biscuit's Balmora house by Biscuit. And just going around the exterior here, this is a fairly simple and straightforward Halal home along the Odai River in Balmora. And indeed, one of the first things you'll note here is that this is an extremely conflict-heavy location. No less than a dozen house mods can be found in this exact same spot. And not to mention a bakery added by necessities of Morrowind and, changes made by Morrowind Rebirth. So, right away, this mod will conflict with a lot of other mods out there. But with that disclaimer out of the way, and just, going inside, this is really actually a fairly nice and cozy home, with a dining room right off to the side here, including a number of empty bookshelves for displaying items, a small kitchen right through the door here, including an oven and counters, and you also notice a number of armored display mannequins around the house, in the hallways, and also in the lounge that's, sort of right off to the other side of the main entry hall here. And moving on, you'll of course find a master bedroom on the second floor, which is perhaps a little plain and simple. It's well finished, but lacking any real decorations, which is something you'll notice with much of the house here. And up on the third floor, you'll of course find an alchemical lab, including some basic alchemical equipment, nothing too overpowered really. And indeed, this is a fairly well-balanced home, with no overly valuable loot of any kind. And next we're going to just, check out the basement here, which is where you'll find the display hall. Not a particularly large room by any stretch of the imagination, but it does, come with a number of shelves and a couple of armored display mannequins and the like. And there's some really cool and unique designs in this home. Outside of the mannequins, this mod uses entirely vanilla assets, so these shelves here are custom built out of regular old Morrowind assets, and they're really quite, impressive looking here. And anyway, there's also a guest bedroom and a couple of storage rooms in here as well. And all in all, Biscuit's Balmora house is a fairly lore-friendly and simple home with lots of free space for you to decorate on your own, but it's still quite cozy and nicely finished. And it does come with an alchemical lab and equipment, as well as a guest bedroom, armored display mannequins, a display hall, and a short commute from the market district in Balmora. And with some quite unique and creative interior designs, this is a really nice home both for veteran and newer players, assuming of course you don't mind the numerous mod conflicts, and is definitely well worth checking out. Next up, we're going to be taking a look at Balmora Riverview Tower by Thondur. And this mod adds a new Halal-style tower at the exact opposite end of the city from Biscuit's Balmora house. And quite naturally, as you might assume from the mod name, this tower is, right along the Odai River here, including a small docks with a transport NPC, as well as a stable for, leaving your guar if you have one out in front. And it has to be said that this tower home has a rather atmospheric exterior design, with roof access where you'll find a cozy little hangout spot, including a hammock, some flowers, and a nice little fireplace for those cold nights. But heading on inside, and starting out with the upper levels here, you'll find a small sort of kitchen on the second floor, which includes an alchemy lab and an oven, and it should be noted that there is some perhaps overpowered loot in this new abode for you to find, like, the alchemical equipment here. But anyway, upstairs on the top floor, you'll find one of the tower's two bedrooms, and naturally access to the roof as well. Now, heading downstairs, you'll find a basement area that includes a little bit of storage, but for the most part, this lower level of the house is basically a bathroom, including a small shower and other facilities that are largely cosmetic in function. There is something of a larger area beneath the main house here, including a Velothi-style display and storage chamber, with Velothi altars and Drumeri chests and all that, and this kind of looks like a repurposed tomb a bit, and you might notice that the lighting in this house is a bit on the bland side, despite the home's otherwise somewhat cozy appearance, and this might be considered a slight downside by some. But anyway, there's one last room to look at here, and that's a sort of mixed training room and master bedroom that takes up this sizable Velothi hall here, with the training room on one side and the bedroom on the other. And there's even a small library in here, up on one of the upper level platforms, and a few decorative waterfalls as well. And all in all, this is a fairly decent sized house mod, with both closer quarter rooms and some more open air chambers, and not to mention around the scenic and atmospheric exterior. As far as convenience features go, this player home comes equipped with a display hall, alchemical equipment, and a short commute into downtown Balmora, not to mention transportation services down to the coast, and it's a rather scenic looking abode and absolutely free for the taking. So if you're looking for another player home in Balmora, you may want to, just give it a try. And finally, for our last house mod, we're going to be taking a look at Blackstone Manor by Sablestone. And now this mod adds a modest-sized mansion to the SK Niles region, along that famous little stretch of land just north of Pleasiad, an area that's quite heavy in terms of mods. And it should be noted that there will be a rather large number of mod conflicts here, including Morrowind Rebirth. But anyway, the mansion itself consists of 2 buildings, a small side tower, and the main house built in a rather, scenic set of surroundings here. And heading inside, you'll find a rather sizable dining room right off the main entry hall, including numerous seats for company, and oddly enough, doomer dishware around the table. And just heading downstairs real quick, you'll find a number of small rooms, including a storage room and a magic lab with alchemical equipment. And you'll note that this mod does contain a lot of overpowered loot. And not only that, but you will need to either find the key for most of these rooms or break in order to, access them. So the home isn't completely without some challenge of getting everything. And going upstairs, you'll find a small display area, already cluttered with a few weapons, as well as a scuba den and a library with a number of books, and of course a writing desk and all that. And last but not least, there's also a small master bedroom up here as well, with a few decorations. And all in all, this is a rather scenic and cozy home in an extremely popular spot in the SK Niles region, and the house here is largely pre-decorated already, but there is some space to add your own touch as well. And the house here does come equipped with a full set of alchemical equipment, a decent amount of storage, and a modest commute to Pleasiad, and it is, ideal for those looking for a scenic little getaway, but don't mind the extremely large number of mod conflicts that come with this estate. And that pretty much wraps up everything for this episode of Morrowind Modding Manors. As always, download links are down below, and we should be back in about 2 weeks with episode 13, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.